Hello everybody, this video is directed at the people throwing hate at the devs for 0.3.1 because it makes PoE2, quote unquote, too much like PoE1. If you're someone who simply dislikes the patch and, just hopes the game goes in a little bit of a different direction with the endgame and are just excited for 0.4, then this video really isn't for you as much. I'm going to be a bit snarky, and this is more of a rant. Most times, it's best not to reinvent the wheel, but instead to innovate off of what you already have. In some cases, it may be in the best interest of your players to copy and paste. PoE1 has been around for a long time. Systems have been made, innovated on, reworked, and many times just straight up removed over the course of 10 plus years. Especially due to PoE2 being made by the same devs, there will be circumstances where a system for PoE1, through its many innovations, has been near perfected. In that case, why should they throw out a decade of learning and innovation out the window in the name of being quirky and different? Should half the QOL changes and secrets of the Atlas be removed from PoE1? Because I checked and they came from PoE2 first. Should PoE1 never get asynchronous trading? Because that's also from PoE2. We wouldn't want to make the games too similar, would we? Of course not. PoE1 is an objectively better game with all these systems, and that's okay. It's a good thing, actually. So add them. It's fine if they came from PoE2. These devs learn. That's one of the best things about them. My point is that the competition between games in the same genre, even in the circumstance that they're made by the same company, and sometimes especially in that circumstance, is very good for gamers. Do you think do you think Blizzard took nothing from their D1 experience into D2 or D2 into D3? And I could definitely make a joke here about D4, but I will refrain. I will refrain. Because I personally haven't played the game. I just saw a big hunkin' pile of doo-doo and said, I'm good. I will not partake. It sounds crazy because it is. Should the two games be exactly the same? Of course not. I don't believe so. And the fact that PoE2 has so many players that won't play PoE1 and vice versa is actually a good indication that enough about the two games is different to attract a different audience. It is very important to keep in mind that these two games, for as long as they both shall stand, will be learning and growing and bouncing off each other for years to come. And that can only be positive for us as the player base who are lucky enough to experience it. I know I'm going to be called a GGG shill here for this video, most likely, if it pops off. But I just hope that it hits the right audience, because I don't want to be snarky towards the people who simply dislike the patch. I do want to be snarky towards the people who are sending hate to the devs because they're like so passionate about how these games should be nothing alike. The devs who literally designed this other game for 10 plus years should definitely take zero of their learnings. They should take zero of their learnings and implement it in PoE2. I think one of the best parts about 0.3 Abyss, the league mechanic, came straight from PoE1, obviously, but these devs they took the mechanic that people already really loved and they put it in PoE2, but they innovated on it and they added to it, and they took Unveil, which was also a very beloved PoE mechanic, and also put it into Abyss in PoE2 and combined these two mechanics and added omens, and everything it's a beautiful system and definitely one of the best additions to the game. And it's all because these devs are really good at just innovating and growing. And if they have to take things from PoE1, it's fine. It's the games have the same name. They're in the same genre. It's made by the same company. There's going to be crossover, and there's going to be a lot of it. But, I'm not saying the game should be copy pasted. I'm just saying there will be a lot similar about the two games, and that is fine. It's not PoE 1.5. It is PoE 2. Yeah. It's just how it's going to be. Thank you to everybody who watched. I've just had to get this off my chest the past few days. I haven't really had time until now to to make this. But I'm obviously a big fan of the patch. Yeah, remember, this is my opinion though. If you agree or disagree, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments. But yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.